Hello and welcome to Bloody Crusaders Raid Guide. My name is Sushiro and in this video I'll be explaining all you want to know about Halfus Wyrmbreaker, the very first boss in Destiny of Twilight. For the setup of this fight we use the standard 2 tanks, 3 healers and 5 DPS. This encounter has a 6-minute enrage time. The moment you arrive at Halfus you'll see several dragons around him which you will have to interact with during the fight. This will change week by week, so don't get too comfortable. You will need them to be able to defeat Halfus, since the moment you start the fight he calls his beloved Proto-Drake. Halfus and Proto-Drake abilities change depending on what drakes you have available to interact with. Storm Rider allows Halfus to cast Shadow Nova. Nether Scout gives Halfus a frenzy. Slate Dragon makes him do Melle Strike. Sun Warden allows his Proto-Drake to cast Fireballs. Whelps give the Proto-Drake Fire Breath. Always enable all 3 drakes over the course of this encounter to counter these abilities, and also by doing so Halfus gets another debuff from each drake release, receiving 50% more damage per drake. This week we had Nether Scout, Slate Dragon and Whelps. I will explain their effect on the main abilities of Halfus and his Proto-Drake, and what happens when you release the drakes that counter that ability. This could very well be the hardest combo, so don't get scared if your first attempt goes nowhere. Frenzy does a lot of damage to the tank since he's being hit much harder than normal. This is where Nether Scout comes in play. By releasing him he will apply a debuff called Nether Blindness on Halfus before being mind controlled, reducing his attack speed. After that you'll be forced to kill Nether Scout. Melle Strike is a real pain for the tank healer since it applies a debuff on the tank, reducing his healing received by 5% per stack. Lasts 30 seconds. The only doubt with this was the tanks would keep taunting and swapping Halfus and the Drake so they could lose the stacks. Slate Dragon when released will put a debuff called Stone Touch on Halfus which will paralyze him for 12 seconds. While paralyzed, Halfus cannot move or attack, but just like Nether Scout, the moment Slate Dragon applies his debuff he'll get mind controlled and you will have to take him out of his misery. The Emerald Whelps give the Proto-Drake Superheated Breath, which will hit all raid members. This is unavoidable. But when the Whelps are released, they will put a debuff called Astrophic Poison that will make the Proto-Drake do less damage, making a raid healer happy. So what was our game plan? After experimenting and wiping a lot, we found that releasing Nether Scout first was a bit of a relief on our tank healers, since Halfus wouldn't be swinging faster. In other words, doing less damage to the tank. The moment Skyan gets mind control, the tanks taunt off each other. That way, Melle Strike wouldn't get higher stacks from the beginning. All DPS is going to want to concentrate on taking down Nether Scout, while the tanks start moving slowly to the cage where the orphaned Emerald Drakes are. You also want all ranged DPS to be 6 yards away from each other because of the Proto-Drake's Meteor, and if possible melee as well. Tanks, don't forget to keep on taunting off each other the moment you lose your debuff. When Nether Scout was almost dead, we released the Emerald Drake, giving our raid healer some breathing space. Like Nether Scout, the Drakes got mind controlled and we AoE'd them down. Try to keep Halfus with the Emerald Drake so you can AoE him also. After getting rid of the Emerald Drakes, we released Slate Dragons, and like the other Drake, he was kind enough to apply a debuff which would sometimes stun Halfus for 12 seconds, before getting mind controlled and forcing us to kill him. The moment we had all 3 Drakes down, we popped all the special cooldowns, boosting our DPS such as Bloodless, because when Halfus reaches 50% health, he gains another ability called Furious Roar. Furious Roar will execute 3 stuns in a row. The tank will want to save a cooldown for this since you won't be getting healed during this. This is the reason you will be wanting to pop Bloodlust before reaching 50%, since you will lose the benefits of the buff when stunned. PvP trinkets, blink and any other stun removing effects work, but only use it when he does his 3rd roll. That's all the mechanics of this fight. Here's the full video of our fight so you can see how we handled the mechanics. Hope you enjoy. Before pulling the boss, we already sent one of our tanks to activate the Nether Drake. The moment he's activating the Nether Drake, you want everyone DPSing Halfus since you have around 5 to 10 seconds DPS on him. So you try to dot him up as much and as fast as possible. The moment the Nether Drake gets mind controlled, you are going to want to burn him down as fast as possible. The tanks will start walking slowly backwards to the Emerald Drake Whelp's cage. The reason why they're walking backwards is because if they turn back to the boss like normal, they'll take more damage, giving our tank healers a nightmare. You have enough time to do this, so don't panic and just keep on moving slowly backwards. Tanks, you guys don't want to forget about taunting off the bosses between each other so your stacks don't get too high. Another thing you'll notice is that we have practically everyone spread around 6 yards away from each other because of the fireballs that the Proto-Drake keeps on sending to us. That way only hitting one person at a time and giving our raid healer less to heal through. As you can notice, we already have our Druid running to activate the Whelps because we have another Drake almost dead. When the whelps come out, you're going to really want your tanks to grab aggro on all of them. Here we didn't get lucky, we had 2 whelps that got away and went straight for our healer, which is normal. So I tried to grab aggro on them and start running to the tanks. That's where they could taunt off me. Guys, don't forget, if you have ads on you, you don't want to be running away to the tank, but yes, to the tank, so giving them less work to taunt off you. Here we're going to start AoEing them down. You want to try and keep Halfus next to the Drake so that the AoE can also hit Halfus and you can get him low. This will be practically this phase. All you'll be concentrating is about AoEing them down and trying to conserve your mana if you have the mana problems, because this AoE is really expensive at the moment, so mana wise. As you notice, we have our whelps almost killed and one of our tanks is already moving to get the Slate Dragon activated. This Slate Dragon is a real wonder. As you notice, while the Slate Dragon is before getting mind control, we have everyone DPSing Halfus to get him a bit lower like normal. And the moment Slate Dragon gets activated mind controlled, everyone's going to be wanting to switch right away to the Slate Dragon. Here I did a premature bloodlust because you can say I was panicking. It's not an easy fight. As you notice, we lost one of our DPS, but thank God we have a Druid for rebirth. And here we start burning down the Nether Drake, the Slate Drake. You really want to try and get him down fast because you won't really have enough time afterwards, since this is practically a DPS race. After killing Slate Drake, all you want to do is really concentrate on getting Halfus down, so everyone focus on him and get ready for his Furious Roar when he gets up to 50%, which is a headache and a half for DPS, especially if you would have the Storm Rider up because of Shadow Nova. As you can notice, all we're doing is DPSing him down, especially when he gets stunned, which helps a lot of tank healers. That way they don't have to heal anything practically, letting them regain some mana. This is really a fight that healing wise is healing intensive and you have to have quite a good DPS. Here's our Furious Roar, which keeps on stunning us for 2 seconds. If you have blink, trinkets to get out of stuns and all that, you really want to try and pop it out after the 3rd roar, so that way you don't get stunned again. Apart from that, this fight is really that hard. All practically you have to do is follow the mechanics. Tanks have to keep on taunting off each other so their stacks don't get real high, and we have a kill practically. You don't really need that great gear, and you will be needing Bloodlust for sure, or Time Warp, so you're gonna really want to have a mage or a shaman in your group to give that initial boost, which will help a lot for taking him down. This is the pain in the head for the healers. Another thing to pay attention to is he might do his Furious Roar and the Proto Drake might do his Flame Breath at the same time, so the raid healer is really going to try and want to have everyone at full health before he does his Furious Roar, or else you might have a few people dying. So in this phase, the raid healer has a bit of more work again. And like always, here we go, we have a nice kill. Took us 15 seconds left till the enrage timer, so this is doable for sure. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you guys next time.